BYU men's basketball ended their regular season with a dominating victory.
Rudy, little 12-footer, rattles it home.
The Cougars earned an 87-61 win against San Francisco on Saturday for senior night at the Marriott Center. Senior point guard Rudy Williams scored a team-high 21 points. BYU now heads to the WCC tournament in Las Vegas as the 5 seed. Their first game is on March 3rd. BYU women's basketball played number 18 Gonzaga on Saturday at the Marriott Center, and they gave the Bulldogs their best shot. The Cougars led by 4 going into halftime thanks to Emma Calvert shooting 6 for 6 from the floor, but the luck wouldn't last. Yvonne Ejim would help lift the Zags to victory behind her game-high 19 points. BYU next faces Portland later this afternoon in a postponed match before heading to Vegas in the WCC tournament. BYU baseball has begun its last season in the WCC before they enter the Big 12. Taylor Bruin was at practice to speak with Coach Pratt and the team about how they are handling their last season in the conference.
BYU's final season in the WCC has begun with some rough games in the South, and Coach Pratt says the team is working to stay focused in their final season with the WCC.
Right now, we're obviously worried about this year. With this team, we don't talk about the Big 12. When we recruit, and as a coaching staff, we might talk about players that we're trying to go get. As far as this team goes, it doesn't come up. We're worried about this year and going to do what we have to do, and then on our side, recruiting, it's, man, you're always just going to find the best player you can. You know, that fits BYU and is a good player.
Coach Pratt says the team is taking the final season one game at a time.
We want to play pitch by pitch. You know, we want to win every pitch. And when that pitch is over, we're going to win the next one. Hopefully, if we win enough pitches, we'll win the game. If we win enough games, we'll win the series, and you know how it goes. If we win enough games, then we'll win the conference, and then hopefully we have a chance to play in the postseason.
Brock Watkins, who plays shortstop for the Cougars, says he has several goals for this season.
Coach Pratt has always ingrained into us that we go and want to win every game that we play, and we want to try to make a postseason. I don't know, playing catch, doing the little things, making sure that we don't make any mistakes when we get out there.
Well, that's all we can worry about. If we look too far down the road, we're going to mess up what we have going on right now.
BYU baseball has a strong goal to focus on this last season in the WCC and make it to the postseason. Reporting for Universe Live Sports, I'm Taylor Bruin.
Thanks, Taylor. Baseball has had a rough start to their final season, but hopefully they can turn it around tomorrow night against Utah Valley. After a great showing against St. Mary's and Weber State, BYU men's tennis traveled to Boise State to try to keep the win streak going. Unfortunately, BYU would fall 6-1 to the Broncos. Travis Hodson gives us the rundown on what went wrong for the tennis team.
With the momentum of a 2-match win streak, BYU men's tennis traveled up to Boise, Idaho, trying to get their 3rd straight win. BYU struggled most of the day and eventually fell 6-1 to Boise State. It was a tough day for the Cougars. BYU's only wins were a doubles match by Zach Fuchs and Brigham Andrus. Yakovlevich also picked up a win in singles. BYU men's tennis head coach Dave Porter spoke with the media after. He said, quote, "Boise State has a solid team, and we came up short today. We played very well in spots, and we're without Mateo Varro. Our energy was good, and we're looking forward to next week. Thank you to our family and friends for their ongoing support." BYU was without senior Mateo Varro, and the Cougars missed his leadership on the court. This is the first match of an 8-match road trip for the Cougars. They look to bounce back this week as they travel to Texas to face Texas Rio Grande Valley on Friday. Reporting for Universe Live Sports in Provo, I'm Travis Hodson.
Thanks, Travis.